Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome in or welcome back to Blunt as of Tarot. I am Lindsay. If you are new to the channel, thank you all so much for stopping by. Today, I will be doing the Collective Overcoming Addiction spread. I hope you guys like this reading. If you do, please let me know in the comments if this is something that interests you. If you are looking to overcome a bad habit, overcome any sort of addiction in your life, this is the reading for you. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. Only take what resonates with you. Leave the rest for someone else who is watching. With that said, I do offer personal readings. If you would like to book with me, right now would be a perfect time. All of my emergency readings are half off through July 22nd. Happy Cancer season. And you can also check out the menu, which is located in my description box, to see what type of readings I offer. Also, I do a giveaway each and every month on the 1st or around the 1st. I go live to announce the winners of a personal reading and a crystal. So if you would like to be entered into that drawing, simply like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hashtag personal read or crystal in the comment section. I thank each and every one of you for all of your love and support. Collective, let's hop right into the reading. Thank you, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, for your messages. Please show the collective all they need to know to overcome this addiction or bad habit they are facing. First card is, how do you remove any blockages? How do you remove these blockages? You. It looks like you're the one that's standing in the way of your success. And that happens a lot. It does. We sabotage ourselves, especially if, you do have an addictive personality or you do have some addictions. People that have addictive behaviors, people that have addictions were meant to transform and overcome those addictions. That's why we have them in the first place, because we're meant to overcome those hurdles in our life. And right now, this is a 32 card, which drops down to 5, adds up to 5, whatever you want to say in numerology. 5 is the number of transformation and change. And you are what is standing in your way. You are what is necessary to remove blockages in your life. How do you remove any blockages? Well, you have to take initiative. You have to do it. You have to flow with the change. Instead of choosing the same thing that hasn't been working for years and years and years, you are the key to removing any blockages in your life. You have to make the choice to remove that blockage. So say, for instance, this is just an example. You are addicted to alcohol, right? And you're trying to stop drinking. Someone invites you out to a party and you're like, oh, well, I guess I could just go and not have a drink. But here you are, maybe 3 weeks, 3 months, maybe even 3 years sober. And maybe you're not in a place where you can do that without being tempted and wanting to have a drink yourself. So the energy here is, you remove that blockage by saying no. You remove that blockage by choosing you. You remove that blockage by making a choice, collective. And you always, in order to ascend in life, you always have to make the decision that is for your best and highest good. Sometimes that decision isn't going to feel good in the moment, but I guarantee you, a couple days later, a couple hours later, a couple weeks later, however it takes, you're going to be proud of yourself for making that decision, because you're going to ascend because of that decision. What is holding you back? Anger. See, I told you it was you. Anger, resentment, 4:20 on the clock as I say that. Anger, resentment, just a lot of built up energy from years and years. You have an active addiction. You are trying to overcome an addiction. Obviously, there are reasons why you're trying to drown out your sorrows or smoke your sorrows away, or whatever your addiction is. Eat a whole tub of ice cream in an hour, or I don't even know. Whatever the heck your addiction is, collective. What's holding you back is your anger. How you can overcome that anger is by making different choices. Anytime that you get angry and upset, yes, feel that anger. That anger wants to be healed. That anger wants to be released. But holding on to that anger and allowing it to stand in the way every time, like, you know, you get mad about something, right? And then you're like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to go drink. I'm just going to go do drugs. I'm just going to go have sex. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to go do that. Whatever it is that you're trying to overcome, you have to say, okay, I'm angry. I'm going to sit with these feelings. I'm going to feel these feelings and I'm going to release them instead of trying to drown them out or cover them up, collective. That is the energy that we have here. What is holding you back is your anger. Not fully feeling that anger, maybe trying to cover up that anger, whatever the case may be. What action steps do you need to take to reach your goal? We have a message of warning here. And what I'm getting with this message of warning is that you need to bring more love into the situation. You need to have more love for yourself. And I know sometimes that isn't always easy, but this is a 33 card, which goes to 6 in numerology, right? 6s are all about self-transformation, self-evaluation. It's like hermit card energy. It's withdrawing yourself from the outside world in order to reach your goals. And that's what is going to help you reach your goals. Pulling your energy back, withdrawing yourself from the outside world. Not that you have to be a recluse, not that you have to never, go out into society again. That's not what I'm saying. But if you continue to engage, if you continue to entertain, I feel like you may get dragged back into some of those old habits. And in order for you to reach your goal and overcome this addiction or bad behavior, bad habit that you have, Spirit is saying, message of warning, bring more love into the situation. Have more love for yourself. Withdraw from the outside world. Self-evaluation. Spend more time on you. Are you willing to change the way that you've taught yourself to live? Secrets. Interesting. So I feel like there are some secrets that may be holding you back from overcoming your addiction. Maybe you're afraid to let people know who you really are. Maybe you're afraid to admit that you have an addiction because you don't want people to judge you. That's the energy I'm getting here. I'm getting, in order to live in a whole new way, you have to admit first that you have these secrets. 8 and 2, 28 card, goes to 10 in numerology. 10 is completion of a cycle. Endings of things, bringing new beginnings. Endings always bring new beginnings. And I feel like this is the end of your secret. Yes, you're willing to change the way that you've taught yourself to live, but in order to do that, you've got to admit to yourself. I don't even really think that it's necessary that you go and shout it to the world, but I feel like it is necessary to be honest with yourself, right? And in being honest with yourself, you will find that that honesty just trickles over and it flows to the people that you care about, the people that are most important to you. Not that you have to go tell a complete stranger, oh, listen here, I've been an addict for a long time, this is what I do. That's not what I'm saying, collective. But what I am saying is when you are truthful and honest with yourself, that truthful, honest energy, that vulnerable energy will spill out into the world, into the people that you love, the people that you care about. So what do you need to know to live in this completely new way? Wow, we have the loss card here. You've been through a lot. This is wounded warrior energy, right? This is like the 9 of Wands. This is perseverance. What you need to know to live in this new way is that you have to continue to persevere. You have to continue to fight. You're trying to overcome an addiction. I'm sorry. I know it sucks, but you have to fight every day when you wake up. Yes, there are going to be days where you're at peace, but there are also going to be days where you're going to have to fight your demons every single time you wake up. And I kept looking at this because This is like a representation of cutting the cord to your demons. This is lapis lazuli, y'all. Lapis lazuli is a crystal that helps you speak your mind, that helps you speak your truth, that helps you be honest with yourself, right? And then, like I say, that pours out into others. This is cutting the cord, cutting your losses, realizing that this wounded warrior energy is necessary to help you overcome this addiction. I don't know why, but somebody needs some lapis lazuli, and somebody needs to get themselves a cord cutting thing, or just do a cord cutting ritual. You don't even have to have that wand or that dagger, whatever the fuck it is. You don't have to have something like that, but laying down, meditating, cutting the cord to whatever it is that's holding you back, and it looks like it's your anger, you know, cutting the cord to that anger, releasing that anger. Knowing that, yeah, you have to fight each and every day. You have to fight those demons. You have to cut the cord to those demons. That's what you need to cut the cord to, right? You need to, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I know I'm a Cancer, guys. I can't help it. I got this mommy energy. I know I keep saying you need to this and you need to that. It's just how it is. It's the message that's coming across today, and someone is going to benefit from it. Someone is going to hear it. How does this addiction affect your emotions and your actions? Fears, guys, fears. It keeps you from experiencing new things in life is what happens. When you are actively in your addiction, when you are actively, you know, trying to drown out your emotions or trying to make sense of them, or whatever the case may be, you're trying to drown them out. You're actively in your addiction. Say you're doing what you know you're not supposed to do, that type of thing. You're actively in this addiction, guys. Your emotions, you're scared. You don't try new things. You don't embrace things that scare you. You're afraid of everything. And that's no way to live. Being in fear all the time. Choose love over fear. Choose yourself over this addiction. And I know it's going to be hard at first for some of you that are newly sober or newly trying to overcome an addiction. Yes, it will be hard. And not that it's not going to be hard 5 years down the road either. On a Tuesday, you just get this random urge to go do what you used to do. You know what I'm saying? You just have to decide. You have to choose for yourself. Am I going to choose myself? Am I going to choose love? Or am I going to choose fear? All right, let's clarify these cards. Why is you here? Why is this how the collective can remove blockages? Obviously, because you're the only one that can remove blockages in your life. We got the 8 of Cups. Yep, emotionally detach. Walk away, maybe even physically walk away from some things. But you do have to emotionally detach from things in order to remove blockages. Anything that's blocking you, you got to walk away from it. That's literally what that's saying. You have to walk away from it. Let me show you this. The question is, how do I remove these blockages? The answer is you walk away. Literally. Spirit is being clear as day. Clear as day. How do you remove any blockages? You and the 8 of Cups. You walk away. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. What about anger? Why is anger here as what is holding the collective back, please? There we go. 10 of Wands energy. You're carrying this heavy burden, and the heavy burden that you're carrying is anger. And that's what's holding you back, because you're holding on to some anger that it's not necessary. Like I said, you need to feel it, sit with it, heal it, and release it. You don't have to be angry anymore. You can feel that anger, and as long as it takes, feel it for as long as it takes, and then you can heal it and release it. It may be a process. As a matter of fact, it is going to be a process. I'm not even going to say may. I don't want to get your hopes up. But it is a process. If you've never actually sat with your anger and felt your anger, understood where it was coming from, speak to your anger as if it's your inner child, as if it's a young child. Speak to it as if, I love you. What are you trying to show me? Why are you here? You know what I'm saying? Work with that energy. And then release it and let it go. Drop the burden, because it is a burden and it's weighing on your life. And that's literally what's holding you back. What about this message of warning? Why is this the action steps the collective needs to take? We've got the Strength card here. In order for you to go within, withdraw, self-evaluate, self-analyze, do the work, the inner healing, the shadow work, which this is when you're trying to transform an addiction, all the fear, it has to be turned into love. You have to turn that into bravery, courage, strength to get you through. Any sort of weakness you feel within you, you have to turn that into strength. And in order to do that, you've got to release this anger. So you have to sit with it, feel it, heal it, and let it go. In order to reach your goals, you have to become, yes, I know a lot of you are saying, I've been strong my whole life. I'm tired of being so strong. I'm sorry to say it, but you're going to have to be strong your whole life, especially if you are a wounded warrior, especially if you've persevered this long, if you have an addiction. You are meant to be a warrior. You are meant to overcome. You are meant to fight battles. Yes, you are also meant to have a peaceful life, but you have to embody these qualities. Strength. Continue to stay strong. That is going to help you to reach your goals. I'm telling you, look at that at the bottom of the deck, the 3 of Wands. That is where you are standing there knowing that because you've remained strong, you've put in the work, you've done the shadow work, you've done the healing, your ships will come in. See what I'm saying? But you have to remain strong. You have to continue to be strong, even when you don't want to. What about secrets? Why is this here as how the collective is willing to change the way they've taught themselves to live? We got the 6 of Cups. This is nostalgia. This is a good card. This is about memories. You could be thinking about some childhood memories that you have, wanting to go back to the good old days. But with the 6 of Cups clarifying secrets, you are willing to change the way you've taught yourself to live. I feel like you're sitting here maybe even thinking about some family members that, yeah, if they knew about your secret, if they knew what addiction it was you were trying to overcome, you know that they would be there for you. You just are afraid to admit that, maybe even just to yourself, you know? And I feel like with the 6 of Cups, it's like you're willing to be emotionally vulnerable. But I feel like it has to start within you. And like I said, then it pours out into others, the ones that you care about, the ones that you love. What about loss? Why is this how the collective can live in a completely new way? Why is loss here? 3 of Cups. Y'all, the 3 of Cups energy is celebrating. What you need to know to live in a completely new way is to remember to celebrate where you're at. Yes, you have been through a lot of loss. You have experienced a lot in life. And it's become very, very heavy. But you have to remember to celebrate how far you have come. Celebrate your wins. What about fears? Why is this here? Is how the collective is affected by this addiction, their emotions and their actions. Why fear, please? The Knight of Cups energy. I feel like with the Knight of Cups here, clarifying fears, you know, your emotions and your actions, you're never able to accept that cup. You're never able to accept love when you're always in a state of fear. Maybe there is someone that wants to come towards you and give you something to help you, but it's like you have this suit on. Your eyes are open. Look, this guy has his eyes open. I feel like you are compassionate, you're caring, you're loving, all of those good things. But this addiction, when you're actively in it, you're not able to accept the love that you deserve. And that's what Spirit wants you to be able to do, is to accept. Yep, look at that. 6 of Pentacles. Accept the love that you deserve. All right, collective, this is what I got for you. I hope this reading helped. I will see you on the next one. Love y'all.